Good evening, everyone. My name is Munashe Mashabatu. I hope you're all well. I'm the environmental science expert specializing in disaster mitigation and climate resilience. I'm also the head of the research department of the Climate Disasters International Foundation, and my work involved research, climate education, community resilience, and interpretation of scientific knowledge into practical interventions. My academic background is involved the quantification of irrigation water and also sustainable water management and environmental and water science. So what motivated me to join climate action? There are quite a number of factors. I would want to put it in one single factor that I came across or that I experienced. It is the fact that I came to realize that climate change is not an environmental problem only, but it's an integrated problem. It's a developmental, it's a water scarcity, and human resources problem in the world. The work that I've done so far, research academic work, with the interest of the Western Cape, is the fact that we saw how climate change affects human resources, water, and food security. In most cases, people that are most vulnerable to climate change and climate variability are those in remote areas where they've got less, or let me say little to no resources that are available for them. We've seen many cases like when we talk of like the southern African countries. Zimbabwe, we have experienced flash floods, experienced difficult cycles, and you see that in most areas where they've got less resources, that's where most numbers of people affected. Much research has been done. There isn't much work that has been done. They can now recover from this disaster and they can prepare for such disasters. Some of my studies high school. Then through CTIF, also contributed to disaster preparedness, community education. Capacity building, we're trying by all means to hold workshops and webinars where we can educate these established results, acquired results to the students, the various stakeholders. I'm one of those people that do not believe that the results can only benefit the society through publications, but we need to communicate these results to the community so that they can be aware. They need to understand what climate change is, what climate variability is, and the effects that they have on their day-to-day life, be it on their personal lives or on the environment and the food security that it has. So we have to come and then help them understand what they are facing, help them understand how they can prepare themselves in cases of the disaster happening in their regions, in their communities, and also when the disaster falls on them, how can we then work around to see if we can recover from there, and then we can move together. And then so basically this is the relationship between the scientists and the community, so that we can work together. It's not a one way or one channel kind of relationship, but it's a give and take where we also get information from them. You know, the indigenous knowledge system, they also inform us about how they perceive these changing patterns and the historical patterns in their region, and then we can also come with the science in that, and then we can have this collaboration where we can see we can build a better resilience and preparedness throughout the community. The most common question that I always receive is what climate challenge needs more attention, and I've always said that climate mitigation receives more attention, but I think we need to focus more on climate adaptation and resilience, because farmers in the communities, they need practical answers to questions like what farming practices should we do in the continuous or the consistent climate variability effects that we are receiving of climate change. How should we produce more with limited water? How should we minimize non-beneficial water consumption or water loss? And how should we create climate resilient infrastructure, and how we can interpret scientific information into. So if we focus in that, then we will create a very, very, very strong climate adapted communities and farmers that know what needs to be done if the disaster falls on them, or what needs to be done for us to be prepared in case the disaster falls on the community. So the message that I have to young Africans that are willing to create change is they should not wait for for them to figure out everything before they can start making a move in creating change. And also they should not focus on one career path so that they can start thinking of creating change, because the scientists, the communities, financial analysts, the philosophers, and everyone has got an important role that they can play in making sure that everyone is knowledgeable, everyone is equipped with enough information and resources to create change. So just find ways of collaborating with the respectful stakeholders, engage. There are various organizations that are willing to collaborate and educate and talk, so that everyone plays an important role in creating this change, and together we can do. The last words that I need to leave with everyone is we should not spend time talking about these climate challenges, but we need to spend time coming up with solutions, practical solutions that are there to solve the existing climate and climate variability problems that we have. Thank you. I hope you took something from what I've said, and everyone is willing to start giving a change to save the world. Thank you.